What's the dumbest thing you've ever convinced someone of? About a year ago, I was peeling off a face mask from my shoulders when my boyfriend walked in and asked what I was doing. For whatever reason, I joked and said, "Oh, I'm just shedding my skin since I just finished my period." I saw the gears in his brain start spinning, and even though he looked thrown off at first, he eventually bought it and began firing off questions about skin shedding. I figured it'd be hilarious to keep the bit going and answer everything he asked, and here's how our conversation unfolded. "So why do women have to shed their skin?" "Well, you know how girls shed the lining of their womanhood during their periods? It's basically the same thing here. But since skin doesn't contract, we have to peel it off, kind of like reptiles." "Reptiles?" "Yep, reptiles. Us women actually share a lot of DNA with reptiles. That's part of the reason. Whoa. That's actually so cool. Does shedding hurt?" "Just a tiny bit, but it feels amazing once it's off." "Do all girls shed their skin?" "Yes, but we're super insecure about it because most guys shame us for it, so don't bring it up with girls, okay?" "Understood. Well, for what it's worth, I don't judge you at all. It's just something your body does. And I'm glad you feel comfortable sharing something so personal with me. I love you." He hugged and kissed me, and I hugged him back, trying so hard not to lose it. I kept it together, but a few weeks later he brought it up in front of my best friend. I shot her a look from across the room, and she played along, and then he mentioned it to his sister. I looked at her too, and she went with it. I quietly told his mom to roll with it. If he asked, soon as aunt, my mom, my sisters, my girl cousins, his grandma, all of my girlfriends, all of his sister's friends, everyone backed it up. It spread like wildfire, and honestly became a highlight of my comedy career until the day everything collapsed. I was sitting at dinner with my boyfriend and his family, just chatting and scratching my shoulder because I had a sunburn and it was starting to peel. He then, with total seriousness, said to me in front of everyone at the table, "It must suck that your sunburn is peeling, and you have to peel this time of the month again." I held it together for a moment, but his mom absolutely didn't, as she snorted water out her nose and started full on crying from laughing. At dinner, his sister hid her face in her palms and laughed so hard she turned bright red. Somehow I didn't crack, but my whole body was shaking and my cheeks were burning. My boyfriend, though, looked totally lost, but his dad somehow looked even more confused. The dad asked my boyfriend what he meant, and my poor boyfriend said, "Well, you know, when girls have that time, they have to peel, right?" And his dad just stared at the three of us with his jaw hanging and said, "What the hell have y'all been telling this poor boy?" And that's when we all lost. I started laughing so hard I thought I'd puke. I was crying. I was hurting. I probably popped a couple blood vessels from laughing that hard. I finally admitted it because I couldn't hide my unhinged laughing anymore. My boyfriend stared at me like I'd just run over his dog after we got back to his room, and he told me everyone has been lying to me about this, and he started it. I felt awful and kept begging him to forgive me. He didn't say a word for like a minute, but then he started cracking up harder than I've ever heard him laugh. He had tears streaming down his face. His whole face was bright red, and he kept clutching his stomach and gasping from how hard he was laughing. He told me between gasps he couldn't believe I got every single woman in his life to convince him that skin shedding was real, and he warned me to watch out because he was getting me back.